I always saw my mum getting beaten by my dad. It was really to a bad extent where he would pull her hair out. I saw this every day. It was okay for my brothers and sisters, but because I'm the oldest, I saw everything and it affected me the most. There were even times that he would beat her and I'd be there watching, just standing there watching, and he'd say, my mum would tell me to call the police. And he would say if I called the police that he was coming for me. So this really made me hate him, and I developed a really, really bad grudge against him. There was a time that because I wasn't really receiving any love at home, because there was no love, it was just arguments, just fighting between my two parents. So I went looking for it outside with friends. I tried to do whatever I could to please them. I was basically a follower of the crowd, but I wasn't that kind of popular girl, even though I always wanted to be where they were, doing what they were doing, but it was as if they didn't really appreciate me. So I always tried. I tried to give my best. I tried to be somebody I wasn't. And that made me be someone who was two-faced, and I was basically a fake. I even developed an addiction to pornography, because there was a time that I was in the house and I saw something on the TV that my dad had been watching, and then it made all these, curiosity start turning my mind. So I developed an addiction to it. I tried to fulfill, the love that I didn't have, the void that I had inside with that, with friends, with boys as well. There was a point when my parents invited me, they took me basically to the help center, as if I had no choice. They took me there, and I really liked the environment. I liked what the youth were doing, so I stayed. I never left from that day. So I became so tired, and there was a certain message that was spoken, and it really hit me. And I was like, enough is enough. I want to know who God is. I have to know who He is. So I made that decision, and once I'd made that decision, my life was never the same again. I broke away from the friends. I just stopped speaking to them. I didn't tell them a thing because I was always around their houses. I just stopped going, stopped speaking to them. I had nothing to do with them. As I was attending the meetings on Fridays, I was able to quit the addiction to pornography. And one of the hardest things for me to do as well was to forgive my dad. I remember when I was told, you have to forgive. I actually cried at the thought of having to forgive my dad, but I had to do it. Now my life is completely different because of all the things that I did. I was told to do. I had, one-to-ones, and I was given so much good advice. I was going along to the meetings, making chains of prayers on Fridays, on Wednesdays, Sundays, and the messages that they really uplifted me. They really helped me to become the person that you see today that I am now. I'm happier, I'm fulfilled. I no longer have grudges, have a great relationship with my dad. I'm even going to his wedding in 2 weeks' time. So everything has just completely changed. I'm happy and I'm a different person.